None of the videos published on this channel are intended to promote or encourage illegal activities. All content is carefully prepared using publicly available information sources and visual materials.
On the morning of August 21st, 1911, the art world was shaken by a theft so audacious it would go down in history as one of the most infamous heists of all time. Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, the world-renowned portrait of a woman with an enigmatic smile, was stolen from the Louvre Museum in Paris. The man behind this bold act was Vincenzo Peruggia, an Italian who had once worked at the Louvre and was familiar with its layout and security measures. Peruggia's plan was simple, yet daring. On that fateful day, he entered the Louvre early in the morning, blending in with the workers and guards who were beginning their day. Disguised in a white smock, similar to the ones worn by museum employees, Peruggia made his way to the gallery where the Mona Lisa was displayed. He carefully removed the painting from the wall, took it out of its protective frame, and wrapped it in a piece of cloth. With the painting concealed inside his coat, he calmly walked out of the museum, unnoticed by anyone. The loss of the Mona Lisa went unnoticed for over 24 hours. It wasn't until a painter set up his easel in front of the space where the painting usually hung that the absence was discovered. At first, the Louvre staff believed the painting had been removed for photography, a common practice at the time. Panic set in only when it became clear that no one knew where the Mona Lisa had gone. The French police launched a massive investigation, turning the Louvre upside down in search of clues. The museum was closed for a week as investigators scoured for evidence. Despite their efforts, they found little more than a fingerprint left on the glass case that had protected the painting, a clue that would not lead them to the thief for years. The lack of leads and the sheer audacity of the crime captivated the public and press, turning the Mona Lisa's disappearance into an international incident. The theft of the Mona Lisa became headline news around the world. Newspapers in Europe and the United States speculated wildly about the painting's fate. Theories abounded, ranging from claims that the German government had orchestrated the theft as a political statement to suggestions that an eccentric millionaire had commissioned the heist for a private collection. Some even thought it might be a modern art prank by someone like Pablo Picasso or the poet Guillaume Apollinaire, both of whom were known for their provocative ideas about art. The media frenzy surrounding the theft only amplified the painting's fame. Previously, the Mona Lisa was admired mostly by those with an interest in Renaissance art. However, the global spotlight turned it into a symbol of cultural significance. People who had never heard of the painting before suddenly knew its name and the story of its disappearance. The French police, under enormous pressure, expanded their investigation far beyond Paris. Interpol, the international police organization, was even involved in the search, marking one of the first instances of international cooperation in a criminal investigation. Despite these efforts, the painting remained missing, and the trail went cold. As months turned into years, the mystery deepened. The Louvre replaced the empty space on the wall with a somber plaque, reminding visitors of the loss. The theft was even referenced in contemporary literature and art, with artists and writers reflecting on the painting's absence and what it represented in a rapidly changing world. With the passengers safely released, Cooper directed the crew to set a course for Mexico City. However, this flight was different. Cooper instructed that the plane fly at a low altitude and at a speed of approximately 200 miles per hour. After refueling, the plane took off from Seattle and flew into the dark night. As the plane approached the Nevada desert, Cooper opened the rear stairs. Outside, it was pitch black. The wind was strong and rain was pouring down. The plane was flying at an altitude of around 10,000 feet, and Cooper jumped into the void with the $200,000 in cash and a parachute. From that moment on, there was no trace of Cooper. Following the incident, extensive search operations were launched in the dense forests of Washington State, the Cascade Mountains, and surrounding areas. Military units, FBI agents, local police, and volunteers scoured every inch of the terrain. Yet, no trace of Cooper or his parachute was ever found. The FBI investigated hundreds of leads and suspects, but nothing came to fruition. Cooper's identity, his escape, and his subsequent fate remained elusive. The man became known as D.B. Cooper, and his case laid the groundwork for an FBI investigation that would span decades. On February 8, 1980, an 8-year-old boy named Brian Ingram was playing along the banks of the Columbia River when he found $5,800 in decomposed cash buried in the sand. The serial numbers on the bills matched the ransom money given to Cooper. This find was the only physical evidence ever connected to the case. Yet, even this discovery offered no clear answers regarding Cooper's fate. In 2016, the FBI officially announced that it had closed the D.B. Cooper investigation. Over the years, countless theories have been proposed, but Cooper's identity, escape, and ultimate fate remain one of the most enduring mysteries in history. This event has captured the imagination of American popular culture, literature, and media. D.B. Cooper is remembered as one of history's most legendary and unsolved fugitives. His story remains one of the greatest and most intriguing puzzles in modern crime history.